Alright, number 7. Brandon can paint a fence in 12 hours. Elaine can paint the same fence in 11 hours. How long will it take them to paint the fence if they work together? Okay, so this is a related work problem. Most of these are done the same way. So in this example, we're going to do ratios or rates. In 1 hour, Brandon can do 1/12, so x over 12, because we don't know the total time, but he's working at a 12th per hour. He gets a 12th of it per hour, and then 12 hours he's done. Elaine is doing 11th, so in 1 hour she gets 1/11th of it done. Altogether, when we add these two together, we set it equal to 1, because it's one complete job, one total fence done. So this is the part he does, part she does. You always set it up as a ratio, and we're going to find out what x needs to be. So what we will do is get a common or denominator, or we can just think about multiplying by the least common multiple, which will be 12 times 11. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 12 times 11. 12 times 11. That's because that's what I would need to get a common denominator. I also do that to the left side, 12 times 11. So when I multiply this first fraction by 12 times 11, the 12 will cancel out and I will just have 11x. When I multiply 12 times 11, because you have to distribute, you have two terms. When I multiply 12 times 11 by this term, the 11 will cancel out this time, and I'm left with 12x. And then on the other side, 11 times 12 will give us 132. Okay. And then over here we will combine like terms. 11 plus 12 will give us 23x equals 132. And then we would have to divide by 23. So then we get x equals 132 divided by 23. And then we actually have to reduce and simplify this. So 23 will not go into 13. 23 will go into 135, 115, 6, 115, that'll be too much, so 5 times. Okay, so let's do long division. 132, top goes in, bottom goes out. This is a 23. 23 goes in there 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10, 11. Alright, subtract this off. Borrow 1, that'll be 7. That'll be 1. So 17 left. So we get 5 and 17 23rds. So 5 hours and 17 23rds of another hour. So option C. And then 8 wants us to find real solutions of any of the equations using the quadratic formula. Out of space here. Alright, so we're going to use quadratic formula. X squared. I'm going to go ahead and move those other terms over. So it's minus 8 on the right side. When I add it, it'll be plus 8x. And then minus 2 when I move it over, it'll be plus 2 equals 0. I'm going to do quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So I'm going to start plugging in and simplifying what I can at the same time. So that'll give me a negative 8 plus or minus the square root squared will give us 64 minus 4 times A, which is 28, times C. 28 times 2 is 56, so minus 56 all over 2A. 2 times 7 will give us 14. Okay, so next step, I simplify this. We have a negative 8 plus or minus the square root. 64 minus 56 is 8, positive 8, all divided by 14. Now, when we reduce the radical of 8, we get negative 8 plus or minus 2 square roots of 2. So what you have to do is go through that process where you do 8 and break it down into primes and any pairs you pull out. You should arrive at 2 square roots of 2 and then over 14. Now we have 3 terms, 8, 2, and 14. All of those are divisible by 2, so we can divide them all by 2. And that will give us 4 plus or minus the square root of 2 over 7. Because you divide by 2, you get 4. Divide by 2, you get 1. So that's gone. Divide by 2, you get 7. So here's our final answer. 4 plus square root of 2 over 7. I guess it should be negative. I lost my negative sign right there. Gotta be careful. It was negative 8, negative 4. So be careful. A looks best to me. I don't even need to see the rest of them. A is the one that we're going to need. They don't reduce to 14. Next I have 8. So you got to make sure you reduce lowest terms. A will give you the best answer choice.